You're going to lose before you win. Success is the exact opposite of what you think it is in the beginning. What I mean is, you're going to lose before you win. Everybody said it. I understand you didn't heard it. You got to take your L's. But listen, I'm going to tell you this in a way that you ain't really used to being told. You have to lose first. It's not even the fact that you got to lose. You have to lose first in order to win. We all know the famous story about Michael Jordan, about how he used to get his ass handed to him by his brother. His brother, who was at the time taller than him, and he was 1 year older than him. So he was schooling Mike on all the moves that Mike knows and how he took to the NBA. But before Mike got into high school, he was shorter than his brother, and his brother was whooping his ass. But after all the ass whoopings, Mike jumped up about 6 inches, ended up being about 7, 8 inches taller than both his brothers. And now that height advantage mixed with the skill level of them ass whoopings got him to a point where they couldn't beat him no more. He was the one that that went to the NBA. He was the one that was known to become one of the greatest basketball players of all time. But he became that by taking them L's first, big L's. And you see it in anything that you do. When you first start working out, you're not going to see the hella muscle gains. You're going to lose first. When I first started working out, I lost, I dropped. Why? Because I'm conditioning myself. I'm entering into activities I wasn't doing at first. And therefore, I'm going to lose weight before I gain weight. My muscles are going to get broken down. They're going to tear before they come back stronger. And it's going to take some time for me to see the results from the work I've done. But I have to lose first. In everything in life, you have to lose first. That's why when you start something, it seems as if everything goes to shit right after you start it. You're like, okay, I'm about to take this new path in my life. I'm about to step out on faith and start this business. I got everything lined up. I did all my due diligence. I'm ready to go. You step out and nothing goes as planned. Why? Because you have to lose first. You say, well, what is this principle about losing first? Like, why does that make sense? Where does it come from? Is it a law? Is it, where is this law written at? Is this how God works? Is this some silly, sick joke? But it's based upon the principles of sowing and reaping. And it's real basic and simple. If you want anything, you have to give up something before you can get it. A woman gives birth to a child, but in the process of that 9 months, that woman damn near half dies. She loses everything. Teeth get weak. Bones get frail. Some people contract diabetes while they're pregnant. These women give their life damn near just to bring a life, and that is the exchange. Where you think this baby gonna get all of its nutrients and vitamins from? Where do you think this baby's gonna get everything it's supposed to be from? Out of thin air? No, it got to come for you. So when you want to bring a child into this world, you have to give up a portion of yourself to get it. You have to lose. So stop thinking of loss in the sense of losing a game, and look at loss in the sense of giving up something in order to receive something. I mean, because you have to make room for it. If there's no room for it, how can you receive it? Another way to look at loss in return for gain is a very simple concept. If I'm in front of a fireplace and I want that fireplace to produce heat for me, before it can produce that, I have to give it something. I have to give it some kind of fuel. Then I have to ignite that fuel, and then I have to let it begin to burn. Once I've done my job, then it will do its job and give to me what I want. But before I can get what I want, I have to give it up. Put it in business terms. You want a successful business. You want to start your dream business. You want to start your clothing line. You want to start your workout company. You want to start a gym. You want to start, a supplement company. You don't have the products. You don't have the materials. Before you make a dime, you got to come out of your own pocket to purchase those items. Sometimes people get lines of credit. And and then they use that line of credit to purchase the items. Either way it go, you have to give up something first before you even start the business. I think the thing is that we're thinking about loss as in losing in like in a game or in a competition or a competitive sense of, you know, we failed to accomplish the task or beat the opponent. But it's not that type of loss. The loss is simply the sacrifice that must be given so that you can get what you want to receive in return. Until you give up something, you can't get anything. So you need to program into your mind that loss is the first thing, and you must experience loss first before you can experience your wins. There's no way around it, so you got to accept it. It's the way the game is worked. But in order to understand that, you have to change your concept. Like I just said, it's not a loss in the sense of competing and not being able to overtake your opponent. It's a loss in the sense of sacrifice, giving in order to receive, making room to receive. It's a thing of putting out into the universe what you want back in return. You can't get anything in return if you have not put nothing out for it to come back to you. We live in a closed system, in a cyclic system, not a linear system. What do I mean by that? You start at Sunday, it ends at Saturday, and it doesn't go into some new day or new month or new week. It goes right back to Sunday. That's considered a cycle. You start at January, you go to December, and it doesn't create a new 13th month and 14th month and 15th month. You go back to month number 1 and you start all over again because it's a cycle. The sun rises for 12 hours of the day, sun sets for 12 hours of the day, does it right back again because we do everything, and everything in the universe moves in cycles. We have 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, fall, and it goes right back to winter. Doesn't create any new season. It's only 4. And once they go through all 4, we go through all 4 again. So that lets you know that we move in a cycle. Okay? The cycle of life is birth, death, resurrection. Okay? You come in, you leave, and new life comes from you in the form of your children, in the form of the people that come after you. So we have these cycles that exist, and losing to win is a part of the cycle for gain. You have to understand it as a portion of the cycle. And you can even look at it in the sense of how you look at seasons. If you look at seasons, you got winter, spring, summer, and fall, right? Well, winter and fall can be seen, it could be compared to a dying, because it's when the land is barren. It's when falls, when all the leaves fall off the trees, and now all the trees is naked, and ain't no ground bearing no fruit, really. This is not harvest time. This is not the time when the farmers go out and get the food. This is not time when you be out partying. It's time where it's cold. It's time when most of the time people in the house. It's winter. Everything slow down. Everything kind of come down to a stop. For those who live back east, you know when that big snowstorm come, it's a wrap. Ain't shit moving. Us in California, we really only get 2 seasons, so we don't understand that. But we do understand the fact that when it gets winter time, the days are shorter, night comes quicker, and a lot of things ain't popping out in the streets like it is in the summertime. So winter and fall can be a dying period. And then you got spring and summer. We all know springtime is the time when it's mating season for the animals. That means it's bringing new life. It's time for new life to come. And summer is the peak of that life, when things are ripe, when everybody's outside. Okay, it's all part of a cycle. Okay, so that even gets you to understand that even looking at death and the way you look at death needs to change, because death is a prerequisite for life. So if death is a prerequisite for life, then losing has to be a prerequisite to win. Take your losses. Understand that the losses are necessary. Look for them, seek them out, and get them early so that you can start collecting all the wins on the other end.